Hello, I am not a Piscean King in disguise, and welcome back to my tour of After the Flash 6 Deep 6. It's been a while since I've last made one of these. I felt a bit discouraged after my last take in this video because it didn't go so well. There was a lot of background noise and it sounded awful, so I took a bit to procrastinate making this video. Anyway, last time we went off the coast of the U.S. Fort Shad to explore the USS Windfall and the island next to it. And today we are moving down the road. That's the entrance to Fort Shad right there. You can kind of see the sign. Moving down the road to the next few spots. So, what we're going to be exploring today is this power plant right here. It powers the north side of the bridge, which makes sense. It just powers the region. Um, it's a pretty cool build. It's pretty simple compared to some other builds that we've seen and will see, but it is an entire power plant, which has a lot of cool things, a lot of cool gadgets and whatnot. Plenty of boxes. I'm sure you saw that. I meant to bring it up, but for some reason, all the light switches in this building do this. They rigged it completely wrong. So when you see that, just don't think too hard about it. That's just how light switches and power plants work. Anyway, we have the main building, the main generator hall. I'm not entirely sure what it runs off of. I don't know if that's mentioned in the lore thing. Let's just double check. Oh, it's actually at the top here. Power facility continues. All right, I'm just going to read it. This pre-war power facility is located a half-mile east of Fort Shad in the north. Its heyday is long gone. The U.S. keeps the facility in good enough condition so it can continue distributing power to all the local forts and regions that they think require it. The facility isn't very well guarded, but it does its job just fine. Some say there's a locked door in the facility, which contains a room untouched since 2032, the year the bombs fell, but nobody knows for sure. So yeah, keeps local forts. It's what powers that fort over there. It probably powers the local village of, I think it's Whitman. I'm not sure if there's a thing on here for that because it was actually, or it isn't. Kind of surprising. Anyway, there's a village just down the road we'll be discovering in the next video. So yeah, main hall has an upstairs, plenty of things, plenty of neat little control panels. So this is apparently complete, well, mostly functional. Probably not completely functional. Room right here. Storage room. Plenty of storage doodads. More of that. Yep, boxes, machinery. I thought this room had a light switch. Am I blind? Excuse me. This room probably has a light switch somewhere, but I'm blind and can't find it, so it remains unswitched. Over here is a room that does have a light switch. Vending machine, some boxes, plenty of holes in the wall. This big door here, hi, Callie. Yes, you are a cat. I assume this is a room that it refers to as being locked since 2032, because I've fully explored this building and can't find any hidden rooms, so I assume this very well kept and neat room is what it's referring to. It's not very locked, but it is here. Some blue papers and whatever color that is, papers. Sacks. This is why I don't think it's the locked room, but also it might just not be locked. It might be a lie. The rumors might be false. There's a pretty big, thick door. My cat is going to bite me at some point as she stands in my lap and rubs against me. Please don't touch the microphone. Please don't touch the microphone. I'm going to put you on my bed now. Yes, you're very cute. I'm sorry. Okay, and upstairs, we have some control panels for these, or vague green lights that probably mean they're working. Those ones are red, which probably means they're not working. I have no idea what these are all individually supposed to be, but they're all vaguely power plant looking things. This room right here. More storage. Surprise, surprise. A lot of storage inside rooms. Imagine they were having trouble thinking of what to fill these side rooms with. Could have been like a break room. I mean, Like in its heyday, I'm sure there were people that worked here constantly, and frankly, I'm sure there are people that work here constantly in the modern day. This is something that kind of confounded me. It's that apparently the fact there's a giant hole in the ceiling means nothing to the power of these. Like, there's no wires that are disconnected. There's no live wire. I mean, frankly, it's been long enough that they've probably fixed that. They say that they keep this place in decent repair. So, yeah. And here's another storage room. I'm gonna hop up onto the roof to show that off because it does let me do that. It is a bit dark, so I'm gonna turn on my flashlight. Have these. It's raining. Okay. Some solar panels, bunch of crates everywhere. Go down this ladder. It's right here. And that's about it for this entire thing. It's not the most. I know I said last time that the next video would be interesting, and I didn't lie because there's actually plenty of interesting things to see. It's just that this isn't one of them. I do like the build, but it's one of the simpler builds of the area. We have these two towers of some purpose. Of course, I'm going to climb all the way to as high as it lets me, which is here. I assume these are smokestacks, but they're also a ways away from the not factory, power plant itself, so I'm not entirely sure what it's for. You can't see where the factory is, but it's right here. I can literally land on it. So I suppose there might be some underground shenaniganry going on. I don't think I missed anything in there. I've gone over this build several times just to make sure I've got everything. It's that dang description that mentions the locked room. I'm pretty sure it's this room right here, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, yep, that's the power plant. Pre-war power plant, as it says in the lore. And we're going to continue down this road. We're nearing the end of the map. Not the end of the videos. I'd say there's probably going to be 2 or 3 more. Very long underpass. Opens up. Slow down. Here we have a military checkpoint. It's raining, which is great because we want it to be hard to see everything. Just some clipboards that are currently getting wet. Love to see it. Turn on the floodlights. Some watchtowers. The word escaped me. In fact, it's probably still escaping me. I have some camps, water cooler. We got toaster, some trays for eating food. Plenty of vague yellow bricks of something. And here is sleeping tent with beds and lockers. 3 beds, 3 lockers. At least that makes sense here. Unlike the forts, I probably should have brought up how kind of silly it is that the lockers and the beds barely line up. Here we have a little medical tent with a IV, a rare hanging lantern. I love hanging lanterns. Red cross, gray bed, brown wood, as it were, as it were. We have a truck here, and that's the entire military checkpoint. It's very simple. You can see the power lines that I assume are eventually connected to the power plant right there. So this place is powered, I presume. I mean, there are lights here that aren't connected to anything specific, so I assume at some point these would connect to those, or they're running on a hidden generator that I don't know where it is. Anyway, moving past military checkpoint. Instead of moving all the way down the road, we're going to take the first left when it comes up. Yep, here it is. First left on this dirt road. We're going to see up ahead, take another left. This is the poorer neighborhood surrounding Whitman Bay. That's the village that we're right next to that we're going to save for next time. There's plenty of little houses on stilts. Very cozy. This is my favorite kind of place to have a character live. As much as I have said, my characters often lived in the big wooden houses outside of the city, outside of the towns and such. But if I didn't know these existed, but if I did, this is where my characters would have absolutely lived. I just didn't know about these places when I was a kid, which is a shame because yes, I would have taken over these little houses. I always do. In older games like Welcome to the Neighborhood of Robloxia, before it got turned into something else entirely, back when it was just a copy of Welcome to the Town of Robloxia with a bunch of extra buildings. Um, there was a trailer park that I believe was lifted straight from a natural disaster game, or it was the opposite in the natural disaster game lifted it from the game I'm referring to. But I always had my characters live in the trailer park. Anyway, here we have another one of these houses on stilts, plenty of little lanterns. This person has a giant American flag with one. Oh, okay. I thought that was saying something. No, that's just nailed into the wall. I thought it was covering up a star. I thought there was lore there, but no. Dude has one heck of a gaming setup, computer setup. I assume he's gaming, but also I don't know what games would be releasing. This is in the 2030s, so I assume there are video games that exist, and I'm sure there are people that still play them. Over here, we have two more. We have a telescope here. And here we have someone's extremely cramped little house. Broken window, fishing pole, water jugs. Yeah, extremely cramped. I'm attracted to these sorts of places. Watch your step going in here. Shut the door so I can actually move around. Person hunts giant mosquitoes of death. I don't like it. So, deer. Got a big old NRA poster. I wonder if I suppose the NRA might exist in this time. I don't know what the NRA. I suppose it clearly does. There's a poster for it. Guy owns a pretty sick gun. Dude's hunted bears. Dude likes to hunt. Dude makes a living for himself, and he lives in a little trailer home, and I liked it. If you, I wonder if there were anyone that took the identity of living here and being that hunter to like as part of their character. I'm sure there was. They're just a huge hunter. A boat right here, super far from anywhere that you would put a boat in, but sure, that's just where it is. Over here, you have a tractor that some guy's working on the engine, maybe putting on new tires. There's a little shed, and definitely not a moonshine distillery right there. Little shed, propane tank. I wonder who tanks the propane in this world. I mean, this is pretty modern, so. Anyway, another house. Single microwave. Sit down so you can watch your food. Bed. Supply cabinet, maybe medicine in there if they can afford it. This is explicitly called on the map the poor neighborhood, so. And it's a grill. Bread? Is this supposed to be bread? I assume so. Some outhouses, an old car, and in here, the last little house of the spot, which is this, which is a lot nicer than the other ones. Very straightforward. There's a strange purple plant that I can click on. Okay, sink, all that good stuff. That's this entire little neighborhood. Rather out of the way of the rest of things. Like, again, I didn't know it existed. I never really came to the side of the map, the north side. I've mentioned this before, but most of the role plays took place on the south side. Anyway, going down the path further is a church, just an honest to God church. I'm not missing the thing that's over there. I'm gonna go to it next. An honest to God church. Got a graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I assume more than 10 people have died, but that's the amount of gravestones there are. Inside, straight into the sanctuary. That light switch actually does it right. It's clearly Christian. I wonder what denomination. Probably a Bible or something. Just a black box. They didn't put a cross decal on the front. I find that kind of funny. Up on the altar, you have a single lectern. In the back room, this is the pastor's room and study, just shared, which does make sense. Of course, got the wine bottles, which I really like. I really like them being on its side. I should probably treat it with more respect, man. But you know, it is what it is. Anyway, yeah. Study, bedroom, church, just a full church. I do like it. I do really like this. The fact that it is a complete church. It's a small one, but frankly, that's what you expect. Over here is an RV. I suppose this is probably part of the neighborhood over there. It's kind of hidden in the corner here. I wonder what percentage of players even knew about this existing. No one lives in this RV because I assume they don't want people to know it exists. Because there's some dubiously legal things happening in here, I reckon. Some blue suspicious substance. A magnifying glass. Yeah, this is moonshine, this is beer, this is booze, this might even be methamphetamine. Um Yep, that's the meth van. I actually got a story when I was a kid and I just stumbled upon basically this exact thing in real life. The whole thing smelled like smoke. I was stupid. I went inside. There was nothing in there, but I absolutely walked into some druggie's RV when I was a kid. That was dumb. And past this, and I believe that I'll save the rest for next time, which I plan on uploading tomorrow because I want to be daily for at least a little bit. Next time is Whitman Bay. This time we just covered the outside. Oh yeah, Whitman Bay has a lot to offer. It's a very cool little village that I'm looking forward to showing off. It was never the most popular of places, but I'll discuss all that next time. Anywho, thanks to everyone that watched this video. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you liked and wish to see more. And as always, have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much.